Dean looked a little fiery out there at times. I guess you're probably happy with that after a loss.
Yeah, I think it's the response that we needed today. Um, no hiding the fact that we were horrible defensively. Not discrediting what Cairns did. They were really good and shot the ball at a high level, but yeah, there's certainly enough evidence watching the game back that our level had dropped significantly defensively, and yeah, anytime we give up 100 points at that kind of percentage, it's going to be an issue.
Was that an execution thing, a mindset thing? How do you think it sort of broke down?
Yeah, there was a little bit of both. Yeah, didn't think we adhered to our defensive rules well enough, and then forced or the counter was us to make some changes where we actually didn't do the coverage well enough to start with. So that's always a concern when we're trying to find an out when we don't get the first part right. So yeah, today was a little bit about just getting back to our home base and making sure that our rules are solid. And I thought we made each other shoot shots that we're happy for them to shoot.
Have you sort of put it back on the players this week to make that improvement going into the Brisbane game?
No, it starts with us as coaches. Whenever you drop a level, you feel like as coaches you've allowed that to happen. So we put that one back on us first and let the players know that the accountability will be higher in practice until we get to a level that we're happy with. But yeah, I think all coaches and players all owned that we had dropped a little bit, and that's a tendency when kind of sitting in a pretty good place, and we just got to make sure we pick it up.
Ian Clark, what's the update on his injury?
Yeah, he had a good week last week, and just because of it was a re-injury, it was really important to get one more week of load into him, and he'll be good to go.
Chris Goulding, 250th game for the club this week. What's he meant to the club and the league, I guess, in general?
Yeah, as a leader of the club, I get to speak about him a lot because he's going to continue to chip off, milestones, and he's the league leader or the club leader in games played for this club, and whatever he does is going to be something for others to try and catch, whether that be making threes, games played, assists, whatever. He's going to be a leader in so many areas, but we're all just talking about him, how high a level he's been able to sustain for the period of time, and to see him, possibly go up another level this year is an amazing feat. And so, keeping him healthy, which has been great and has been a big part of why he's been good this year. The medical staff's done a great job with him, and yes, keeping him hunting the shots that he's hunting right now, and for me to let him know if he's gone a little bit too far. But what he's meant to this club is, the face of our club, and if I'm a fan of basketball, I'm someone that wants to turn up to a game and see him play, and because his skill level's so high.
Has he shown something new this year, or taken his game, parts of his game, to a new level that you've seen? Like he's no rookie, but he's still seems to be improving in different ways.
Yeah, I think the defenses are just going to continue to stop him going where traditionally he wants to try and get to. So I think he's just continued to get better at what's my counter, how do I continue to find ways to get open, because that's who he is. He's a shooter, and his ability to catch and shoot, and one of the most elite that I've coached, and being able to catch and shoot and find balance in the air and get his shots off, or create contact, or find that extra drive to the rim. So yeah, I think that's the ability just to continue to cope with or handle what defenses are throwing at him.
What about his mindset and his hunger? He still looks like he's got that fire in the belly at the moment.
Yeah, I thought he led really well today. There was other people that really stepped up with their physicality, and so he made sure everybody was on the same page, and making sure that we're getting a productive session as well as a leader today. But yeah, there's a big drive for this team to try and get Newley a championship. That's something we want in his career as well, and those two are good mates. And his hunger from last year about not making the playoffs and making sure this franchise gets back to making playoffs and having a challenge for it is as strong as it's ever been.
we're talking to LT soon. How have you seen his season so far, and where's he improved? Where can he still improve?
Yeah, there's still the element that we want more from him, and I think that's what every coach and people, it's like this guy is this. We still haven't quite tapped into what he can become, and so that's the challenge for us, to continue to push him. We saw it for the half against the Sydney Kings in the second half, where he scores 18 points and has 6 boards and a couple of assists, and the way he can dominate a game like that. And so yeah, there's moments where we're just asking him to continue to be more aggressive, and that's in everything that he does, in the way he defends and the way that he grabs a rebound and pushes it, and which is one of the best things for us if he can start and initiate, because he's such a great passer in the open court and ability to get to the rim, and then continuing to just shoot his open shots with great confidence. So yeah, I think it's been a good first half of the year for him, but we're asking for more in the second half.
He's obviously on NBA radars and that sort of thing. Do you think he's got it in him to get to that next level?
Yeah, I think the versatility of him, in the NBA, to say he can guard so many different people. He has the ability to switch and guard, 1 through 4 as well. So I think, some of the things that he does are so suited to their game. In isolation, how's he going to go beating people off the bounce? And I think, he's got some quick game, he's got some slow game, he's got some fadeaway. So yeah, there's definitely an NBA talent in there.
Brisbane this week, what have you made of them recently, and what do you make of them as an opponent? I think you got a pretty good record against them recently.
Yeah, Shula's doing a really good job with them, and coming off a double win weekend, which is huge in our league. I think last time, we got hold of them pretty good, and they made a big, run at the end to keep it close. But they'll be a different team to the one that we played early in season. I think they've established their roles better, and yeah, they're a pretty solid defensive team. And then there's going to be those, the three-headed monster of the centers that they continue to throw at you, and if you let up on any one of those, they're going to score in the post. They're going to rebound at a high level. They're going to set some great screens, and so hopefully Ariel and Joe didn't have his best performance, and we expect a big one for him against those guys.
Do you like coming up against Shula?
Anytime you get to coach, against a really quality coach that's you've been with for a period of time. You know that they're going to prepare their team really well, and I think that makes us better when we're going against someone that's scouted us in everything that we do, and so can we counter it, and can we be better?
Thinking of coaches, CJ Bruton and Adelaide have parted ways. What was your reaction to that this morning?
Obviously disappointment, to see 2 Aussie coaches not in their positions as head coaches right now is disappointing. Got to coach CJ, got to win championships with CJ in New Zealand, and just an amazing person. And disappointed that he's. I thought they made a bit of a run when they brought DJ in, and we're starting to get it together, and obviously had a tough road trip. But the opportunity to have him still be in the league and still coaching that team, and I know he could have turned it round. So, disappointed. It happens in our league, and I'm sure there'll be another great opportunity for him, because he's a great basketball person and a great basketball brain.